Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. Now it's Tuesday night and I always jump on Tuesday nights at 6:30 Pacific with a sketch challenge. So hopefully I'll get some people joining me and you'll like the sketch. It's kind of, I don't know, you probably will guess right off the bat what I'm using for this sketch. It's a little obvious given the fact that there is a new bundle out and there is a certain shape that we haven't had for a while. So anyway, I'll show you the sketch. Now this sketch will go live on social media with Facebook, Instagram in the next, hey Lynette, in about half an hour. So if you miss any of the measurements as I'm going through, you'll be able to grab them from there. So hopefully you'll play along with this. And if you don't have the oval shape, which is on here, you might still have some. If you don't, add a circle, add a rectangle, do something different, but substitute that shape if you don't have something that's an oval. All right, let me switch over. Hey Lee, welcome. Okay, so here's my sketch. Now, yeah, as I said, you probably could guess I've been sharing a lot of these. This is the framed florets bundle, and it does come, yay, with ovals. So 3 different ovals. These ones cut out oval shapes, and this one I will show you, it cuts the shape, cuts the hearts in the shape of an oval. And then, of course, you've got some other images. You can cut out the stamped images, plus, you know, some leaves and sprigs. And I think I missed, oh, no, there it is there, 2 leaves. So lots of different ways you can use this. Now, this is available to demonstrators at the moment until the end of November. So if you haven't, you know, there also is a giant special. If you haven't signed up, there's also incentive to, so you can get this in advance. Or as a customer, you'll be able to get your hands on this starting December 1st. This is the stamp set that goes with this. Now there is designer series paper, which I'm not using tonight. I will be using these amazing, these are called, what are they called? Gold adhesive back swirls, so gold embellishments. So the designer series paper, these, and there is another stamp set that's for the holidays, are only available while supplies last. So if you want to get your hands on this, you'll want to get it as soon as possible so they don't run out of the designer series paper that is absolutely stunning, as are these embellishments. Okay, so let's get started. So here's my sketch. So a card base of either 5.5 by 8.5 or 4.25 by 11, and then a mat, a layer that is 4 inches by 5.25, and then 2 ovals. Now, I just kind of roughly estimated the size of these ovals based on what they are. Hey, Lynette. Oh, goodness. Hopefully you can stay connected. Hey, Ginny, welcome. So so this outside oval is about 3 inches by 4 inches, and then the inside oval is about 2.5 by 3.5. So just a rough estimate. And then this piece, I said 3/4 of an inch by 3. I had a little different ideas. I was waiting to go live what I might do. So I was thinking the sentiment, excuse me, but I'm going to actually do some stamping and put across here as well. So you could make this bigger, like I'm going to, so that we can stamp and get a sentiment on it. Okay, so yay for ovals. Now let's bring in what I've got, because I did do some cutting and things in advance. So I've got a piece of evening evergreen. I'm so happy. Can you believe it? I ran out. Hey, Joey, welcome. I ran out of evening evergreen. I couldn't believe it when I went to my paper drawer and I didn't have any. So I went to my stash and I didn't have any. And then I went and it wasn't orderable from Stampin' Up! Because they had run out too. So I had to wait until it came back in. So I'm so happy that my evening evergreen has come back in. So 4.25 by 11, and I'm scoring at 5.5. Folding on the raised line or the mountain and burnishing with my bone folder. Now I am using another piece of evening evergreen. So you remember that die that I showed you? So this die here doesn't actually, oh yeah, me too. Yeah, doesn't actually cut out, if I show you the whole oval, what it does is cut out the shape of an oval with hearts. Isn't that nice? Oh, it's so pretty. And I thought, well, if I put this, I need to put something behind it to show off these hearts. So I grabbed my last piece of the distressed gold, because I had already cut out this oval in distressed gold. Again, this isn't orderable, unfortunately. At least it's not orderable in North America. Coming back in on, I think, November 4th, although I keep hoping it'll come in sooner. So I'm going to use a piece of distressed gold to put on the back. And so now I've got the gold showing through. So you can use any color. You could use white for cardstock for that matter. But oh, and the other thing I did to my piece is once I cut it out, the heart shape with that oval, I embossed it using the Fern embossing folder. So I thought that it needed a little bit something, a little something something. So I'm just going to adhere my gold behind there, and then I'm going to adhere this onto my card base. So you could do all sorts of things. You could use designer series paper on here, or you could use embossed cardstock like I have, and somehow I think let me measure my card base. No, that one's fine. Okay, well, I have a feeling this is too wide. Yeah, I've got this one too wide, but now that I've got glue on it, it's going to have to be good enough, and it will go edge to edge, but not, it's on the side, but not on the top and bottom. So I miscut my piece, but that's okay. So it should be 4 inches by 5 1/4. So there we go. I've got my first 2 layers on. Now for my second oval, this is one of the other ovals, and you can, I don't know if you can see, it actually cuts out the center, and it also cuts kind of little slashes all around. So I thought that what I would do is adhere that down. I was tempted, I thought, to put that in there, but I think what I'm going to do is, I had this brainwave as I was waiting, as I said, to go live. I'm just going to put that oval on like that. And then I have a piece of basic white. So I'm into a gold theme tonight. So this was my thought, is I'm going to stamp in Versamark, and I'm going to stamp this garland. And I'm going to emboss it in gold embossing powder, because, you know, when you're in a gold mood, you're kind of in a gold mood. So let's grab my tray, and we'll use the embossing buddy on it so that we get rid of the static. And then we'll stamp this in Versamark. I probably could have stamped it in Evening Evergreen, or stamped it on Evening Evergreen. It would have looked pretty, but I've got so much Evening Evergreen on here. So now let's take some gold embossing powder. And while we're here, we might as well kind of go all gold. And let's see, what stamp shall I use? Maybe this, just a reminder that you are loved. So we'll stamp that in Versamark too. And I will just cut that out. There we go. Close that up. Oh, I hope you're back, Lynette. I hope you get your internet. Gosh, okay, there we go. So now I'm gonna get my heat tool, and this might be loud for a minute, and then I think it kind of calms down. Okay, there we go. So hold it in one spot until it starts to, you start to see it melt and go from that, dull matte finish to the nice shiny gold finish. There we go. And then you can just kind of take it and move it across the whole image. And if you see any spots that are still kind of dull, just kind of go back over them. I still love embossing. It was one of the very first techniques I learned to do. I used to use an old electric frying pan, because I don't know, maybe there were heat tools back then. I sound so old. Maybe there were heat tools back when, when I was a young girl, but I didn't have one. So we used an electric frying pan. All right, I'm just going to take, that's the die that will cut that piece. And let's just kind of cover it with a little bit of Post-it note tape. And I'm just going to take it and cut it out over here. All right. So yeah, so there's the magic of embossing is still so much fun. All right, so there we go. So now that out of the way. Oh, a light bulb. Oh my gosh. I had heard that a blow dryer would also work, but I was never very successful. I just don't think the blow dryer that I had had enough heat to it. So when my electric frying pan finally kind of gave up the ghost, we only used it on the very, very lowest temperature. I tried an electric or a blow. What am I talking about? Hair blower, hair dryer, blow dryer. That's what I'm trying to think of. But I wasn't very successful at that. Okay, so I am kind of changing it up a little bit from what the sketch is, but it's still got that piece across the middle of it. And then I'm just going to take, and I'm just fussy cutting my sentiment piece. And we'll just kind of put that like that. I think that's kind of pretty. All right, so my question now, I have this gold. This is the gold shimmer ribbon that is, trying to find the measurement on here, 1/4 inch. So I might just tie a little bow. I mean, gold or go home, because I've got a lot of gold going on. So I'm just trying to tie a little bow. That. Maybe I'll do that, kind of like a picture frame. I used to do way more embossing using clear embossing powder and my inks. So when you use the clear embossing powder with a regular ink pad, you would get the embossed raised image being the color of your ink. I don't find this that to be work quite so well these days. I think the ink that I have now, the Stampin' Up! Ink, dries a little faster than the ink I used back then, because of course Stampin' Up! Wasn't around then. And so, but I do use it on occasion, and it does definitely work. You have to be a little quick with it. All right, so it's kind of like a picture frame with that bow. I think it's kind of stunning. I'd love to get that card. Thank you. All right, now where did my embellishments go. Put the lid on that, because you can't not use these embellishments. There we go. All right, and then the last thing I have is a piece. Now I think this one I did cut right. Yeah, I did. All right, so this is a piece of basic white cardstock that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And so let's just take, and I think just using, actually not that. Let's do it in Evening Evergreen. Let's stamp this garland down here on the bottom in Evening Evergreen, just to kind of match the front of the card. This image is really pretty to color as well. And that's what I was going to do on my card until I was sitting here going, oh gosh, gold. I could emboss in gold. All right. And we will put this and get it straight on the inside. And I'm not going to color that in any way, but what I am going to do is, I'm just feeling like, let's see how this works. I don't know that this is going to, you're not going to see this, but let's just put some Wink of Stella just on the flowers. Yeah, it doesn't really show, so probably wasn't worth the effort. But you don't know until you try. So I'm just putting it on the flowers. All right, there we go. All right. I think that turned out really well. The gold and the Evening Evergreen is just such a pretty color. And then this oval frame of the hearts. So pretty. Okay, there we go. Where's my sketch? There's my sketch. So I did stay kind of true to it. I just added that extra piece for the sentiment. So as I've always said, you know, thanks, Darlene. Sketches, oh, thanks, Diana. I'm glad you made it. Sketches are kind of just guidelines. And so play with them, make them your own. And yeah, most of all, just use them to make a card. Don't forget, if you are on my Facebook group, to share your cards. It's getting close to the end of the month. And so I'll be doing a draw come November 1st and be sending some happy mail to anybody who has shared their projects. So I will do a draw from those who have shared their projects. Okay, so today's Tuesday. Thursday, I will be back, and it is a technique. And so Thursday will be my third of 3 different ways to make shaker cards, and we're going to be making the frameless shaker card on Thursday night. So I hope you'll join me then. I won't be live on Saturday because we have a stamp camp going on. So our stamp camp starts Friday afternoon and goes through till about 6 o'clock on Sunday or Saturday. So I won't be live on Saturday, but I will be live at 12 noon on Sunday. So I hope you'll join me then. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Happy stamping. Bye.